guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a summer inspired eye makeup look, and it's going to be featuring this palette here. This is Pacifica Natural Minerals Solar Palette. I mentioned this in my May favourites, and I mentioned that I really want to do a eye look combining these three colours. I thought they would look really beautiful together and would be quite a summery look as well. You may notice that the rest of my face is already got makeup on. That's because I did go to Bath this morning, do a little bit of shopping. So I wanted to put some on my face, and that's why I've got a little bit of mascara on my upper lashes as well. So today is just going to be an eye makeup look, but I do quite a lot of full faces anyway, and usually when I do that I kind of edit a lot of the eye makeup portion out, kind of speed it up just so it's not a huge long video. So I thought actually today might be quite good just to do an eye makeup look, so it's slightly more in depth, maybe talk about the brushes I use and why I'm using them, and things like that. So if you want to know what's on the rest of my face, I will leave a link down below. The rest of it, some of it is Green Beauty, some of it isn't Green Beauty, but I will leave it all listed down below for you anyway. So yes, I'm going to do a makeup look using these three colours here today. So my eye's already prepped, ready to go, and again I will leave that I'll leave that all listed down below of what I use exactly. So going in with this palette first. So first of all I want to take a transition shade. So I'm actually going to go with the bronzer shade here because it's quite a warm tone bronzer, and it's also a matte bronzer, which I think is really great. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is the Luxie 205 tapered blending brush. Relatively fluffy brush, not too dense, which is great for transition shades, as fluffier brushes really blend out product well and nicely, and they don't pick up quite as much product as they're not quite as dense, so you can create a really nice kind of subtle transition shade. So that's why I use this brush. So when I take it, I use it so I kind of use the crease as a guideline, and I go just above the crease like this. I tend to start off in the middle so the most product's there, and then I kind of build my way and blend it out. Now I can use a range of motions. Sometimes I'll just go back and forth, and sometimes I kind of do circular motions as well, just to really make sure it's blended. And it's up to you how far you like to take the transition shade up. I go relatively high up to the brow bone, but that's because I don't have much of a space to work with here. That's just why I do that. So it's kind of, that's kind of up to you, your preference. And I have gone and slightly winged it out as well, but that's because I quite like winging it out for my eyes and my eye shape. I think it quite suits me. So you can either do that, or you can, if you go round like this, you can make it slightly more of a rounded finish. It's really up to you. So yeah, it's just acted a nice transition shade for other colours to blend into. It's kind of up to you the shade you want to go for the transition shade, depending on the eye look. So I'm going for quite a warm toned eye, hence why I went for a warm toned colour in the crease. So you can go oranges, you can go warm tone browns, or if you're going for a cool tone look, then you want to go for something that's more cooler, so maybe more neutral cool brown, or depending on the colour you can go like a cool tone purple, mauve colour, you know, anything like that. So it just depends on the kind of eye look. Now sometimes I go like a deeper, maybe a warm tone brown shade to go more in the crease, kind of give it more definition, but I'm going for quite a simple summery look today, so I'm not going to do that. So instead I'm going to go in with this beautiful orange shade here. All of these have more of a satin finish to them, so they're not matte, but they're also not shimmery. They've got more of a pearlescence to them, so I don't mind putting them through the crease. To be honest, I quite like putting shimmers through the crease sometimes. I know some people don't, so it's kind of, you know, your preference, but I don't mind. This is, like I said, more of a satin pearl finish, so I don't mind that at all. This is the Freedom brush. I don't know what the number is, but I can leave that link below. It's again another fluffier brush, but it's much more dense, so pick up more product and give more colour payoff to the eyeshadow. And I like this brush because I use it for when I want to put colour down, but I don't necessarily want to be precise, and I just want to kind of blend it into everything else, if that makes sense. So it's another great blending brush, but maybe if you were putting something through a crease, it's a great one for that. I'm going to slightly put this orange shade through a crease, but not heavily or anything. So I'm going to go in with this shade here. Be careful, if you're using this palette you do get some fallout, so I'd always recommend just tapping off some excess. So I'm doing this one is I'm taking it and I'm popping it to begin with on the outer portion of the lid. Again, just using circular motions. Like I said, this is why I've gone for a fluffy brush, because I just want to kind of blend it into everything. I don't want necessarily to pack it on. With the gold shades I'm going to use, I do want to kind of more pack it on. I think it's slightly more intense, so then I'm going to use more like a denser brush, a flat brush as well, to get the most colour payoff that I can. The original brush you used, don't need to put any more product on there, but then just go further. Just make sure that it's blended into each other. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. So we've got a nice transition shade and then a nice slightly deeper shade on the outer corners. I love you working with oranges. I think because I've got blue eyes, they just complement, oranges complement blue eyes so well. So that's what you've got so far. And like I said, this is a very simple summer look. We're only working with 4 shades, so it's very easy, nothing too tricky, but I just think this is going to look really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this gold shade here. It's beautiful. It's slightly more on the yellow toned side of gold, but I think it's going to complement everything really well. So for this, because I do want to pack on the product, I am going to go with a much denser brush. This is the Real Techniques Bold Metals 200 brush, and it's much denser, so it'll pick up a lot more product and then you can just kind of pack it on. And with products like, and with doing that as well, a great tip, especially if there's fallout, is when you pack it on to pat it on, because then you get the most product as well out of it and it just prevents any fallout as well. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this beautiful gold shade. I'm just going to pack that on the lid. See? Whoa. And so there's definitely some beautiful colours in this palette. I think you can create a good range. There's smoky brown eye, golden, there's a nice blue in there which I will be using today. So actually when I was in Bath today I realised I had a voucher for Kiko. I got given at Christmas, but I haven't been to Bath since before Christmas, and Kiko, the Bath Kiko is the nearest one to me. So I spent it today, plus a bit more. I've got some really quite cool products, so if you would like to see a mini haul with that, let me know and I can do that. And I also picked up some summery pieces as well, because I'm going on holiday in like 3 weeks time, so I need a few summery pieces. It wasn't the most successful, I have to say, so I'm going to have to go online and look up some things, but that's fine. So if you also want a, I don't know, summer holiday try on haul and try on, let me know, because I can do that. But I am also planning on doing, so I'm reaching over here to grab the shade, but I'm also planning on doing a video where I show you what makeup I'm going to take on holiday, the skincare and stuff. When I used to go on holiday before, I used to take so much with me makeup wise, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do a different look every night. But to be honest, by the time we got back to the room, got ourselves ready, we kind of didn't have much time, and I never, when it's all hot, you never want to put that much makeup on, so I actually keep it quite basic now when I go away. So I thought I will do a video showing you that, and also what I'm going to take on holiday just in general. So let me know if those kind of videos would be of interest to you or not. And also I've seen quite a few green beauty products that I want to test out. So like I said, I've only got a couple at the moment, which is why I haven't been doing like loads of videos with it, because it's going to get very repetitive otherwise. But I have got my eye on quite a few things that hopefully come this way. But if you've got any recommendations for, I mean, you've already sent me loads of recommendations, so that's great. But any recommendation for green beauty products, let me know like specific products you want me to test out. And kind of like general videos that you'd like me to do as well, whether they're green beauty or cruelty free, it's kind of up to you. Okay, so some of that has fallen out onto the lower section here, which I don't mind because I was actually going to put some along with it anyway, so I'm just going to further drag it down. But you can see by using a denser brush, a flatter brush, it gives a really nice colour payoff to it, and I really like the oranges into the golds. I think it looks really, really pretty. I know I said I was going to use those 3 shades, but I'm actually going to go with this pearly pink one here, just to highlight my brow bone ever so slightly. And also if you've gone maybe too high up than you wanted to with eyeshadow from the transition shade, it's also a great way of kind of blending it out so it's not maybe quite as harsh at top there as well. You know what, I'm going to take a little bit and just pop this. in the inner corners as well. Okay, I'm going to move on to the lower lash line, and now typically with the lower lash line there's two brushes I tend to go for depending on kind of what I want the finish to be. I've got the Luxie Eye Shading 213 brush, which looks like this, and then I also have the Kiko 207 Eyes brush like this. It's more of a pencil brush. So it depends how much pigmentation I want under my lash line, and it depends how smoked out I want the lower lash line as well. So I think I'm going to go, so if I want something that's a bit more close to the lower lash line, a bit more intense, I'll go with pencil. If I want something that's maybe a bit more smoked out, I'll go with the shader brush. So I think I actually want to go the shader brush route today. And we're going to pop a colour, so I can take this beautiful kind of, it's like a greeny blue colour I'd say, and it looks really beautiful. I'm going to take some of this along on my dirty eye shading brush, I have to say. I do need to clean my brushes at some point. I'm just going to take this and I literally just run it along the lower lash line. Like I said, because I've gone for this shading brush instead of the pencil brush, it kind of just blends the product out a lot more, so it's not as intense of a colour under there, which I quite like for colours like this. This also just allows you to smoke it out a little bit. I'm not going to go too low down because I don't want to have like blue all the way down here, but just have it a little bit smoked out, so you know, it's a little bit fun. Like I said, I just thought it was a really pretty colour combination, these three. I think this green colour is so pretty with someone who had brown eyes. I'm not sure if I want something like a deep colour or wing liner going across the upper lashes, upper lash line. I don't know if it needs it or not. So what I'm going to do is, sometimes what I do if I can't decide, I'll go on mascara next, because then I can decide once, kind of when you've got mascara on, it's kind of shows you if your eye makeup is complete or not. Well, it does to me anyway. So I'm going to go in with the PHP Natural Mascara. Love this mascara. So, and actually I got a comment in my May favourites video asking about this mascara because it's water resistant, and they asked how easy is it to remove, because sometimes with water resistant mascara it's a bit more of a pain to remove, and typically I use coconut oil to take off my makeup, whatever makeup it is. Even though I haven't got much on, I'll use it to take off, and I find it's really good at taking this mascara off. Sometimes I find I maybe have to go the second time with coconut oil, just right at the roots. I find that it comes off the ends really easily, but sometimes I'm left with a little bit of residue of mascara at the roots of the lashes, so then I go in with maybe another layer just to remove it, but then it comes off after that, so it's fine. So it's not like a real battle to get off. So that's now it with the mascara on. I don't know if it does need something on there along the upper lashes. You know what, I am just going to put a little something. So I'm going to go with the deep brown shade here, using that Kiko pencil brush. This is great for when you want to define the upper lash line slightly. Down here. And just mainly keep it to the outer section as well. Yeah, I think that's slightly better. It's just helped define the upper lash line slightly. But like I said, sometimes I have to wait till the mascara is done to kind of see what's missing sometimes. This is the summer eye makeup done. I maybe probably won't pair it with this lip, I don't know. I think something a bit more fun would be quite good. Actually, I know what we'll try. I also got a couple of sleep products today as well, and I might just try one of them out. I know it's not Green Beauty, but I think it might work with this product, with eye makeup. I actually picked up a couple of their new Matte Me metallic lips, because I love the Matte Me standard ones. Ooh. Got a couple. This one is the shade Roman Copper, and I just think it's a pretty one. I haven't got anything close by to take my lip off, so I might just go for the top one and see what happens. Oh, it actually looks quite nice over the top of this one. This is definitely more of a copper metallic, which is what I like. I don't like those golds. Just don't suit me. But actually, I don't think they had it gold. They only had 3 colours, so I got 2. Let's see what they're like. Yeah, I think this lip looks really cool with this eye makeup look. I really like these metallic lips because they're not really intense metallic, because I'm I just don't find the really metallic ones wearable, but it's not, unlike the Colourpop one or the MUA one I tried, it's not patchy and it's not streaky in any way. It actually has a really nice pigmentation. I really like the metallic finish to this one, and I think it's been really fun summer on. The other one I purchased is more of a rose toned metallic one. I think this one, yeah, this really I think works well with the makeup look and is a really pretty, it's dry pretty quickly as well. Yeah, I think it's really pretty, and I really like the colour, the combination of the eyes and the lips. Okay, so this look complete. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I have to say, I just really love this palette. You can create quite a few different eye looks with it. You've got different things to work with. I will actually quickly show you, because I mentioned about these blushes, about these highlighters, how I said I think they work better as a blusher topper. You know, I've kind of already got glowing cheeks, so it's not going to work as well. Take some. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see it because I've already got something on. But it creates like a really nice pink sheen. The pink flush to the cheeks, but it's got a nice glowy sheen to it as well. You can kind of see. I don't know if you can see because I think the other highlight is too intense. But yeah, so this overall is a really nice palette. I think I mentioned the bronzers is a bit too warm for my skin tone, but everything else works really well for me, and I'd highly recommend it. So yeah, make sure you keep those recommendations coming in terms of green beauty, just cruelty free in general, videos you'd like to see from me, whether those videos I mentioned would be something you're interested in and stuff. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.